Hey there guys, welcome back to Oxygen Not Included. This is the ranching update and we're doing ranching. It was delayed. Oh, okay. Wonder if there's a way to up there. No, like that's the, so the highest is, maybe there's something else. Maybe they'll change it later, but seems like you want a plethora of hatches to get lots of eggs. Otherwise it takes a while. Oh, he's grooming them. And he's gonna go eat food. Okay. So we're still doing things. Things are fine. We do want a 1.9 cycles, okay. We do want a duder. Construction guy. Basically, I'm happy for a couple of episodes just cleaning stuff up, because we do have a lot of stuff sitting about waiting to be cleaned or stored or whatever. What I think we will do very quickly though is we'll dig this. We don't even need to dig this specifically. Like what I want to do. No, cancel. Oh, okay, well that already got done, but okay. And then we'll build another one of these right here. Here, I don't know how that, yep. And then we will priority it, and we will up the priority on it. There we go. So hopefully people will just go and do this very quickly, and then we'll put it into storage, like the standard storage down here. Because, yeah, like, that means, like, all of this stuff up the top here will be slightly easier to transport. Like, we don't have a ladder or anything going down this way, so. Just get that done as quickly as possible. Right. There we go. Almost there. Almost done. Just do the building. And boop. Beautiful. Now when they sweep up, hopefully. Plus there's a lot of food, well, or food and seeds in this area, so. Wait, does this have, okay, this does have seeds. Just gonna click all seeds tick. I don't think any of them go off or anything. Okay. One thing we should do is prep for the next person, because soon we're going to have a new Patreon coming in to the this, yeah. Alright. That, okay, we need to, someone needs to, I'm just going to up the priority on that very quickly. Although the wash basin doesn't really need to be there, but okay. So how are we doing over here? Because I know it's quite a long way to, yeah, it's quite a long way to go. I think we can't actually do this currently. We're going to need like if we have like tube transport here and then it goes all the way and drops off here, then they could probably do it. But we'll see. So clothing requires something that we don't have. Gas shutoff, high pressure gas vent, insulated gas pipes, Atmo sensor. Okay. Water sieve produces clean water from polluted water. Yep. Refined slime into algae. That could be useful. We'd have to decide where to put it. Improved plumbing is not terrible. Healthcare is probably a good one. Refined objects, fire pole, and of course the temp shift plate. Generic sensors, advanced power regulation. We should probably do advanced power regulation next. Yeah, one of those things. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. Diddle-doo, diddle-doo-doo, diddle-doo, diddle-doo-doo-doo, diddle-doo-doo-doo. No, 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 no. Ugh, yuck. You know, something I've been wondering about recently, because I was watching a few different videos about the whole, what's it called? God, friggity fringle, you know that thing, about the whole, like, Hollywood scandal. And I find it really weird, right, that so many people are like, oh, everyone's known what's going on in Hollywood for so long. But no one's making those people accountable for it. Because they're like, oh yeah, you know, Seth MacFarlane, look at him, like, making all those vague allegations on his things, like the Stewie Griffin, help, I've escaped from Kevin Spacey's basement. If he knew that shit was going on and he was making, like, allusions to it, you know, it's just like, I don't believe that. I don't want to believe that people, you know, all these people who are now signing up to, like, all these different movements and things, you know, like, don't get me wrong, it's a good thing to have high-profile celebrities on the side of you know, sexual harassment and things like that. But at the same time, they're all saying, like, oh, it's been going on for ages, it was a well-known Hollywood secret, and all this kind of shit, and you're like, well, why the fuck didn't they speak up about it before? And, like, this is the problem for me, right? It's because it's inconvenient to do so. Like, it's actually fairly true, the saying of, you know, the only thing needed for evil to exist is the inaction of good people, or just of people in general, you know? And, like, it aggravates me that, you know, it just, there's just this kind of, like, there's a whole load of people, you know, putting themselves out there and being like, oh yeah, we are against this and this is bad and we hate it and rah. We'll get the next builder, basically. The next builder we can. They just need an interest in building. And they're like, rah, you know, so angry with all this stuff. But why weren't they angry before? And if they were angry, couldn't they have done something about it? And that's why, that's one of the problems, is that now it seems like a landslide kind of, you know, I'm not going to say people ganging up, because they need to, you know, needs to be done, but that's why it feels like, and that's why people use the defense of, oh yeah, it's just everyone ganging up on blah, blah, blah. But, you know, it's... Oh, wait, where is he? There he is. Wrangle him. Wrangle him. Yeah, there we go. But that's the thing, is it feels like a bit, or seems like a bit of ganging up, because at the end of the day, like, people have been sitting on this for ages, waiting for someone else to come forward, so that they can, you know, put their hands up and say, like, oh yeah, I hate this too. You know, I'm not thinking that people don't hate it. I'm not thinking that people didn't like, you know, weren't miserable over it and things like that. But the fact of the matter is that it's much more comfortable and convenient to not do anything about it, wait for someone else to, you know, get the courage to do something about it, and then, you know, join in. It's very Me Too-ism. It's you know, like the Me Too movement. You know, It is Me Tooism. It's like, oh yeah, I also want to disagree with this because it's bad, and it is bad. But come on, you know, people could have started. More people could have been, you know, coming out, because there were some people, you know, there were some people talking about it, and I know it just vaguely irritates me a bit. But the thing I'm wondering is how many stars, how many decent actors and people with legitimate talent have faded into obscurity or semi-obscurity, have faded from the public view because they've tried to do something. You know, like or because they haven't like played ball with the people in Hollywood who have been wanting to, you know, touch butts and whatever else. Like Sarah Michelle Gellar, for example, was a big star. Like, people loved Sarah Michelle Gellar, and you know, I'll say myself, like, I really enjoyed her in Buffy, and I saw her in a few other things, and I was like, yeah, she's okay. And I think it was the Scooby-Doos that really kind of were the beginning of the end for her there, or maybe that was like the death knell or whatever of her career and etc. But the thing is like, you gotta wonder, as an actor, you have to take the jobs you're given. You have to take the jobs you're offered, really, don't you? So if you're offered crappy jobs, you have, you know, and you're not getting offered good roles and things like that, you kind of have to be like, yeah, okay, I'll take Scooby-Doo because I'm not getting anything else. And Sarah Michelle Gellar has always seemed to be one of those people who wouldn't take shit. And you gotta wonder, like, did she refuse to take shit, you know, from people? Were there people who tried to, you know, influence her to keep her quiet, or, you know, did she know things? And, like, this is, like, conspiracy theory shit, you know? But it's interesting to think about, because there are a lot of things which, when you sit down and think about it and look at them, you're like, huh. You know, you've got the example of, like, Corey Feldman, and you know, and a few other like child stars who've kind of come forward. But there are a lot of other child stars, you know, who've gone like batshit crazy, like Britney Spears. Like, it's not exactly Hollywood, but I count it in the whole Hollywood. You know, like the movies, the TV shows, the music, and all that kind of shit. Like, you got a lot of child stars who either fade into obscurity, and like some of that will be on them and on the people guiding them, and you know, I don't think it's all insidious, of course, but there's enough of a wonder there where you have to kind of think to yourself, like, did some of them like get propositioned? Did some of them get harassed and they like refused to kind of be weak and get cowed by these people? And is that why they slowly like drifted? You know, they weren't getting given good songs, they weren't getting given good movies or good TV shows, they weren't being offered parts because there were people going, no, this person needs to disappear now, you know? And it's just like, that's interesting. You know, I wouldn't go so far as to say, like, there were, you know, assassinations or anything like that. You know, I'm not going to say that Heath Ledger uncovered, like, an awful truth and then was assassinated. You know, like, it's a possibility, but I don't feel it would go that far. However, having said that, you know, it is not a proper conspiracy. Having said that, there is a possibility of, as well, of course, that there is a possibility that there were individual circumstances of one person, and that one person didn't want to lose their money and their career and all that kind of thing, and you know, that would be murder more than assassination or conspiracy. So, you know, those are always possible as well. But you think about people like... you think about people like Michael Jackson and, like how fucking batshit crazy he was. And, like, all the allegations against him. And, like, quite often, as far as I'm aware, I'm not going to say definitively, but as far as I'm aware, there are multiple instances of abusees becoming abusers. So people who are sexually, who are like molested when they're children, quite often grow up to become molesters. It's not like a given, but, you know, Michael Jackson was coming up as a child star, as like a very, very famous child star. And like, you gotta wonder the shit that went on, you know? Like, it's weird to think. A little bit rambly, I know, but no, the thing that kind of started this off was I was looking at the whole Joss Whedon thing. You know, there's rumors and speak about how he maybe had an affair with one of his stars, and I agree with... I've seen some people, like, discussing, you know, which star it could have been, and honestly, like, the one that makes the most sense to me is Eliza Dushku. Like, a lot of people were talking... I've seen different discussions about, you know, who it could be, right? And, the one that kind of clicks for me, like, a lot of people were like, oh, I don't think it could have been Sarah Michelle Gellar because she's such a strong character. I'm like, well, you don't know Sarah Michelle Gellar, you know? You can't look at a character that someone's playing and be like, oh yeah, well, Buffy was a really strong character, so of course it isn't Sarah Michelle Gellar. But you look at how Eliza Dushku was used as an actress, like what parts she was put in, and it makes you think, like, yeah, you know, like, Faith as a character in Buffy was very, very sexual. And she was very free, and she was this kind of character that was very, very young, but a little bit jaded, and she used sexuality. And then you look at her going past that from Faith. Like, she grows as a character, and that's just natural character progression. But starting off, if you look at her character in terms of, was the director Joss Whedon sleeping with the actress Eliza Dushku, and then you look at the character of Faith starting off, and that's when you look at it and you're like, if that's true, that's kind of creepy, honestly. Like, that's worrying, in my opinion. And then you look at, like, you look at her next character, which is Echo in Dollhouse, which is literally like a blank, you know, a woman wiped of all personality and anything like that to mostly be like a sex doll, basically. Oh, I didn't mean to pause it there. And you're like, you know, it's not definitive, but it's the one where you're like, you know, she got a couple of good roles, and she, you know, the way she was used, not in like a being used disgusting way, but the way she was used was very I don't know, interesting. I think, you know, if I was a famous director and I was, you know, sleeping with with one of my actresses or something like that, you know, it's all above board, you know, age-wise and everything, so it's not that in that way, but it's just he was cheating on his missus. Let's go with... Do we have a sniper dog? I don't know if we have a sniper dog. Let me just have a look. We do have a sniper dog. Okay, so let's go up this way somewhere. Let's go for Silver Wolf, maybe. I think we've got a Blaine Allen, haven't we? We've got a Blaine. Blaine. We don't have a Blaine. Okay, yeah. Let's go for a Blaine then, because I know that Blaine watches. Blaine, you're going to be my... we'll go with the first and last. There you go. Blaine, welcome to the team, buddy. You're going to be my builder. Jobs. Blaine, builder. Go. There we are. Thank you, mate. And now build all the stuff that needs to be freaking built, man. You have been a long time coming. And we will, let's have, like, 3 here. 4. Let's go with 4. We'll up the priority on that. I think it's about time to end the episode. Yeah, it's about time to end the episode. So we'll just up the priority on this right now. We'll up the priority on this right now, and we'll just get this here built. And we'll queue some copper, just for continuous fabrications. Or rock granulations, whatever, whichever one works better. And then we will have raw metal in here, copper, iron, copy to 2, and then in here, let us just. I just want a little bit of copper, granulated. Bit more, please. There we go. So once we've granulated this, we'll put it back down to 5 for now. We're going to need an operator as well. There we are. So now in these, we can put refined metal, copy, and paste. There we go. And we'll sweep. Yeah. So anyway, I just found it. I just found it like to be an interesting thought, basically, in like, you know. How often does this happen? How often has it happened? I don't know. It's weird to think about. Anyway, let's end this episode here. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It always helps out a lot. And of course, I do really appreciate it. Hey, if you want to come and chill and hang and everything, check out the Discord. Link will be in the description. There's a whole load of text chat stuff, so you don't have to go on voice if you don't want to. There's not too much going on voice. I generally use the voice stuff for playing with other people. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.